Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. Lightning 2.0 is up on the lift. If you saw our video last week, I believe it'll be last week, we went out to Tall Pines and things were going great, and then we ran into some electrical issues with this. We have a check engine light on for, it's a few things, 4 different things it's complaining about. So we're going to dig into that, see if we can figure it out today. Let's do it. Okay, first indication something's wrong when I turn the key on. The fan immediately kicks on at full speed, so we know we have an issue with the coolant temperature sensor or something or other. We're down to 3 now. The ECU determined that the speed reading is incorrect, so we've got a speed sensor issue. Engine temperature sensor voltage too high. Oh, and then the other one that comes on is that the temperature is too high. And then ground speed feedback to the EPS is incorrect or lost. Ground speed feedback. So that has to do with the speed sensor that we already have. So they're all kind of related, but there seem to be 2 main mechanical or electrical issues. So let's take a look at the wiring diagram. Here's the wiring diagram. I scoured the internet forever, and the best I can find is 2015, so I hope this is correct. If it's not, this is a waste of time. We've got the coolant sensor, 2 ports on it, 2 wires. One comes down to a splice, one goes straight to the ECU, and the other goes to the transmission switch. So that's that whole circuit. And then the yellow wire goes around and also goes to the ECU. I was hoping to find something in common between these 2 sensors, like it was one thing that was happening. But I'm thinking we might have a ground issue. So remember that one, that speed sensor goes in all this stuff, which goes to speedometer and all these pins, all orange. I mean, it goes everywhere. Pin B is ground, pin C is the reading from the ECU. It feels like a grounding issue, but it could be a wire rub. We aren't quite sure yet, because it is common for these to rub through the main harness. So I'm gonna start taking apart some stuff in here so we can get to the harness and start checking it. Getting her cleared out there. But I did pull it off of the fuel injector up here. I see a little bit of a rub. Can it focus on that? Yeah, a little bit of a rub through right there. But then I lifted on the harness back here, and yeah, we've got a pretty good rub right there. Don't know if that's it yet, but that can't be good. Oh, I could see silver, so it's definitely rubbed right through the insulation on that one. I think I'm gonna have to unplug some of the harness just to get some extra I can bring out here and actually work on. This thing has me scratching my head because I found this connector. It's got purple with white and a yellow. And according to the wiring diagram, that is the connector we're looking for. And the other end of it is right here. You see that? Yeah, there it is. And I can't see, but it feels like that's what's going in to the coolant temperature sensor. Like it's a little jumper or something. Like that's the pigtail from the sensor, it feels like. When I measure the resistance on there, it comes up with 1.2-ish. No, 1.4 kilo ohms. And according to the diagram, we should be reading between 29 kilo ohms and 1.2 kilo ohms. I'm reading 1.4, which means it's reading kind of hot. But that's not what I get when I turn on the dash. I get it reading really, really cold. So I disconnected it all together and made myself some relays, or resistors. And I put it between these 2 pins to give it 5 kilo ohms of resistance. And not only did that not change anything, but it still was increasing as if it were running, like the temperature was increasing. So I don't know where it's getting its temperature data from. Also, it says that the voltage is too high and the temperature is too hot, but it said it was 80 degrees, which is a little warmer than what it is outside right now. I don't know, that doesn't seem bad. And I did ohm test from here over to the shares with the transmission switch. And I probed it over there, and I've got good connectivity between those two spots. And it knows what gear it's in, so we know that's good coming back. I'm not sure what I'm going to try next other than take off some more engine components so I can get a better visual on the rest of this wire. Well, I was hoping that we had a wiring problem, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Go ahead and probe, let's do purple. Let's see, purple goes down to ECU pin 4. Oh, jeez. Which is that one. And my probe fell off. And we've got continuity there. So that wire is good back to the ECU. Then what's the next one is, I'm gonna fix my probe. Yellow, which is 15. Let's probe that guy there. And stick this in the yellow, or 15. It should be this one? This one. Right there. So our coolant sensor wires probe good all the way back to the ECU. Not what I wanted. I wanted there to be a broken wire up in there. We also, for fun, probed the speed sensor, and that probed back to the ECU as well. Which is a tuned ECU, but that shouldn't matter. Yeah. So, I have a disconnect from power. I think next, oh, did I show the jump? Yeah, I don't think I did. This little jumper. Remember I was talking about, I could see the little thing, but I couldn't confirm that it went to the coolant temperature sensor. Well, it does, so you don't have to disconnect it from there, because I could get to it from up there. But that plugs into that, and that plugs into the coolant sensor. And I've probe tested this too. Yeah, and we have good connection to the ECU. So I think I'm gonna plug the ECU back in, put all of our connections back together. Turn the key and see what it does. In hindsight, I disconnected the battery, but we ended up disconnecting the ECU, which like disconnecting it twice.
Yeah.
It's like shutting it off and unplugging it. I don't know. Unplugging it from the surge strip and the surge strip from the wall. There was no way it was getting power.
Safety first.
Yeah, top 5. Alright, I'm gonna start it up. Let's see what it does. Already kicked the fans on. That's bad. So it doesn't know how fast it's going. It doesn't know what gear you're in.
Yeah.
It's unhappy about the coolant temperature for some reason. It's failing in a bunch of different ways.
Could the coolant be low for on off sensors?
It wouldn't have turned the fans on just then for that. But that doesn't explain why it doesn't even know what gear you're in. Now gear you're in and coolant temperature both use that same wire, but we tested that, and that's good.
Yeah.
You know what it points us to? I don't want to say it.
They're expensive, and now it'll be slower because it won't be tuned.
Yeah, I know. That sucks. Don't break it.
I'll try not to.
Yeah. So, a friend of ours who has a 1000 said we could go plug it into his and test it. So we'll know if we hook it up to that one, if the fan turns on right away, then that's what we got to deal with. Just push the latch all the way open.
I did.
All the way open. There it is.
It was.
Yeah. No codes, no fan.
Okay.
79 miles. But that's the big thing. Because yours, the fans would be on
Yes.
right now. So if we put this one in here and the fans kick on, then we'll know. This hasn't been unplugged in a while. Oh, he's got dielectric grease in there.
Ooh. It's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's been on for a bit. That's been on there for a hot minute. Which one was the top? Something like this?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, scared myself half to death just then. Okay.
All right.
She's plugged in.
Dang it. Well, now we know.
Shoot, dude, that sucks. So the only other thing we could do is take his and plug it into yours,
Yeah.
and just to confirm that everything works fine.
Yep. It's about
So I clicked the key on for fun, and the fan didn't turn on. Seems unhappy. So we've cleared your code, and now we have a different code. Why doesn't the fan kick on anymore? All the check engine lights are still on and stuff though. The fan is different.
Yeah.
Boy, so do we want to risk it and put his and yours and say, yeah, it looks good? What do you think?
You're the expert.
Put his back in real quick, just make sure it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We're good?
Good.
And his back in. No lights. And it runs perfect.
It does.
Okay. So your ECU is jacked up. That's the only other thing to try is put his and yours.
Let's see if it runs.
Yep. Just see if the errors are gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. We've got our test ECU. It's plugged in.
Careful.
This darn chair. No fans. I imagine it would take it a minute for it to learn.
Right.
And it's telling me what gear it's in.
Wow.
The other one wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
It does say that the temperature is 82, which sounds about right. I give her some throttle. Oh, we got a check engine light. Oh, it wants to reconfigure the throttle. Okay. Well, you done burned up your computer. That sucks. Well, we've confirmed that the wiring is not the problem. The computer is terrible. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Can't really do much anything. I wish it wouldn't put you in limp mode so you could at least still drive it around, you know. But yeah, we had our gear indicator back, no issues with speed sensor, and the coolant was reading.
Yep. Fan didn't kick on. Nothing.
Yeah, no fans. So let's put this back in the donor machine before we mess it up. And time.
Boom.
Okay. Hopefully it's not mad about throttle resets and stuff like that.
Safety first. Shut the door.
Here we go. Perfect.
Good.
Okay. That's a definitive test.
It is.
There's nothing more we can do. You've managed to do something that I have never done before.
I don't even know how I did it.
I know, you weren't even driving it hard at the moment. It just,
No.
oh,
Good.
it's broke. You're really close to me. We have the original back. We're going to put it in and see if it works. The theory is the other machine went ahead and cleared all the codes for us and it's going to fire up and be perfectly fine. Okay, Chad.
Don't let us down, Chad.
Let's see what you're made of. I'm going to turn this key and the fans are going to turn on immediately. It turned on his too, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Okay, safety. Here we go.
First. Son of a gun.
It runs.
It runs.
I have no gas pedal.
Oh my gosh.
Add that to the list of codes that it currently has.
The list is just getting worse.
You got 5 codes in a bad ECU. Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm back. It's been a little bit, but we have a new ECU. We went with Alba Racing. Never heard of them before, but we're gonna give them a try. Let me throw this in there and fire it up, and hopefully it runs. We'll see. There we go. Nice and secure. Come on, good news. Well, the fans didn't kick on. That's good. Started right up. That's good. Knows what gear we're in. The temperature is right. I still have a check engine light. My headlights don't work. And it's upset about the front wheel drive. But the power steering is back on. Okay. We may have popped a fuse on this one. But that's okay. I can deal with a fuse. I can definitely deal with a fuse. Let me look at it. I turned it off and back on again and we have headlights. And the fault's cleared. It might be fixed. Maybe it's fixed. Might need to go on a test drive. We are back from a 12-mile high-speed rip through some undisclosed, possibly paved trails, and it has no issues. No check engine light for anything. Fan is running perfect, coolant temp sensor, even the 4-wheel drive. Everything is perfect. So that was it. New computer. And just in time because we leave for a trip tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon, less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours. I really thought this video was going to be a wiring and fixing video ended up being a bad ECU, which I've never had on that before, but it happens, you know, what can you do? So that took a turn. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber. All the machines we have, or the Bobcats, or the Bulldozer, or whatever, we've got playlists for it all. So every video I do, I throw it on that playlist so you can find it. So whatever you're into, that's what we have. If you'd like to join the channel, become a Patreon member, or just join YouTube right there, I really appreciate it. That helps us out a lot. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.